I'm Paul Parkinson. I'm a window cleaner and I've been cleaning windows for about 25 years. I haven't got a website, always been interested in one. Feel like I've been left out, really. Cinder was really easy. Put in the relevant details, followed the online bits and pieces, and next thing you know, wallop, here I was. I never thought that it could be done as easily as that. You know, just sit back, wait for the phone to ring. Brilliant.
I'm Wayne Hemingway, I'm a designer. The internet has been a fantastic bonus for designing. You can go onto websites like Ashika and get your inspiration. I'm from a thrifty background. I was brought up with thrift was at the forefront of thinking. So obviously Ashika fits our philosophy in that way. They're nice and visual in the way that you can scroll down and click through. They can give you actually inspiration. I think that's where an online retailer like Ashika can make a difference.
I'm Nick Munro and I'm a product designer. The rise of the savvy shopper has coincided, I would say, with the emergence of the internet. Ashika is a great example of where it's done well, intelligently put together to sell things which are desirable, but they're available at a lower price for a very limited period, so that what you've got is a really compelling proposition. I think the answer is to try it.
I'm Dawn, I'm Harry James's mum. Harry had just passed away. The hospital had called time, and then myself and his dad were left for a couple of minutes, and although we'd never discussed organ donation, if it was a conversation that we'd have had whilst he was still here, I do believe that he would have wanted to. And since Harry, we've had the same conversation with his younger brother and sister, and it's something that they want to do as well. Harry was cheeky, he was a cheeky chappie. He loved his Star Wars. Everything he wore was Star Wars. We even buried him in his Star Wars outfit. He was always helping, he was always kind. He'd be the first person to give you a cuddle if you was upset. So I think Harry would be happy that he has helped those other people, and that those other people can continue now and have more years with their families, even continue to have other families of their own. So he's living on. Since Harry's passed away, the opportunity has arose to speak to people about being on the organ donation list, and every time I'd say go ahead and do it. Sadly, Harry couldn't continue with his life, but he's helped at least 3 other people to continue with their life. He was just brilliant. He was.
There's been a change in the importance of energy environment and how it's dealt with within companies.
It's not something that we can sort of say, oh well, that's an issue that we don't have to worry about anymore, because that's just not the case. The days of an environment manager and staff of a couple of people walking around with a clipboard looking in dustbins and looking at meters is long gone.
It is the chief executive that needs to take this on, and companies really need to make sure that they've appointed a board level sponsor.
Climate change is the defining issue of our time. It's what everyone's into, and that's quite right. And this just ain't going to go away. And there will be more and more jobs that are set up and centred around trying to tackle it.
Over time, then you can't touch any function or any process without looking at that in a different way, in terms of saying, how can I actually have less of an imprint on the environment?
IBM signed an agreement to be the official analytics provider to the RFU just prior to the Six Nations 2013.
The selection of the right partner is crucial. IBM have shown already to us that they get what we're trying to achieve, to bring through technology the sort of connectivity that we want to see with everybody involved in rugby.
Our engagement with the RFU is around the England rugby team. We're working with them on a digital platform with a tool called IBM TriTracker.
So TriTracker is for us a great analytical detail of what happens during the game. What are the keys to the game? Who are the most influential players? What is it that makes the difference?
And with IBM TriTracker, what we're doing is analysing in real time as the match progresses.
That real-time element of the analytics has really made a massive improvement. In the past, it was something that you'd look at after the game. So gone are the days of you having to sit in front of a video with the fast forward and pause.
That sort of data that you get is hugely helpful to the coaches of the teams to analyse performance and delivery.
The great thing about TriTracker is not only do the coaches and the broadcasters benefit, but the fans can benefit as well, real time.
TriTracker is hosted on rfu.com, and you can see it on your mobile device, you can see it on a tablet device, or you can see it on the .com platform. So that it gives you the second screen experience, be a bit like the coach in the room at home.
You're getting all the information, so to be able to discuss it with your friends, be that in the pub or at the stadium itself, that's a huge plus to the fans.
If we can get them engaged and looking at the match in a different way, then they'll come back.
What we're really talking about here is using technology to engage with people. And once you've got them engaged, hopefully then we can persuade them that rugby is a great game.
Alternative Investments, a point of view brought to you by HSBC Private Bank.
The growth of emerging markets tends to be quite volatile. Things don't happen in a straight line.
We define our investment strategy by leveraging on HSBC Private Bank's local presence and knowledge across the globe.
Having expertise on the ground in emerging markets is absolutely critical to making a success of your investments in that environment.
We have a dedicated desk of emerging markets expertise whose objective is to provide investment support and solutions to our clients across FX, equities, fixed income and hedge funds.
And we can anticipate the different changes in policy and environment quite rapidly in order to help our investors make the most of their investments in the emerging world, which really is, I think, going to power the emerging markets for the next decade.
My name's Tom. I'm originally from North East London, Romford. It's been a lifelong ambition of mine to get on the road, so as soon as I was old enough, I was taking lessons. As soon as I passed, I got myself a car. Didn't really make much financial sense, but you know, these things rarely do.
I'm Karen McMahon. I live in Buckingham with my husband and 2 children, Chris who's 18 and Lauren 15. We were a taxi service for obviously 18 years, so we were keen when Chris started learning to drive.
Sue Tilbrook from Sheffield. I live here with my husband Ian. My kids Liam and Rosie. I don't think Liam could have been described as the most natural driver. A bit uncoordinated, I think.
Well, initially I did the usual internet searches. Prices were sky high.
Originally I looked on price comparison sites, as you do. That's where I came across Insure the Box. Found out about the company, you know, the new technology involved, and it seemed just up my street.
Well, Insure the Box really was a way of completely changing the face of motor insurance with the advent of these telematics boxes. And telematics boxes are small bits of kit really that go in front of the dashboard of the car, and they tell you how, where and when a particular customer is driving. It's only the size of one of these new smartphones.
I've no idea where the box actually is in the car because you can't see it. There's absolutely nothing intrusive about it.
You start with a 6,000 mile policy. As well as that, each month you can earn up to 100 bonus miles. You can end up with 7,200 if you drive, really well throughout the year.
It's very reassuring to know that there's something within the car that is just monitoring his driving, his braking, acceleration and speed, and have a look on the website and see how well he's driving and how safe he's driving.
But it isn't only for the kids, it's about finding an insurance policy that covers us for our family needs, if you like. A few months into the insurance period, somebody did hit me at a roundabout. When I got to work, I checked my phone and I missed a call from a number I didn't recognise at the time. It was actually Insure the Box saying, "We believe you may have been in an incident," which I just thought was fantastic. They contacted me straight away.
It's completely changed the game, basically. It's all about educating the customers to drive more responsibly. If they drive more responsibly, that's good for them, it's good for society, and it's good for us as well because they don't make claims. So it's a sort of win-win-win situation.
Initially, I think he felt like Big Brother's watching you, but I know in time it made him aware of, keeping his speed within the limits and not driving too fast.
You are judged on how you drive rather than on how everyone else would perceive you to drive. So it gives me a chance to prove myself that I am not just a boy racer. I'm confident on the road, I'm comfortable on the road, and I'm safe on the road, which no other form of insurance really does give me.
For us as a parent, it just gives us peace of mind that your child is safe and driving safely.
Hello and welcome to my new show, Bizarre Incidents Involving Humans in Specific Situations. On today's show, we're going to be looking at...
What?
What's up, mate? It's my new show, man.
You're not calling it that, surely?
Oh, you mean you want like a snappier title? Interesting occurrences of people in danger because of their choices. All I want to do with this show is take a look at the mad and bad decisions that we all make in crazy situations. I mean, you couldn't make it up. You couldn't make it up. You couldn't make it up, okay? Welcome to my new show, You Couldn't Make It Up, where we take a look at some mad situations that you just couldn't make up. Wow, what was I thinking? I can't believe he did that. Hand me the hat of consequence. Ooh. Here we go. So, today's episode is, drum roll please, people at railways and level crossings. We're all aware of them, we all know they exist. Can you get it wrong? Well, people do. First up, we went online and found some footage. What? That's just insane. Oh no! That is horrible. Literally can't even watch that one. Not only are the barriers coming down, but there are lights. There are flashing amber lights, which, by the way, means stop. Alright? This is not a grey area. It means stop. Not even the police, ambulances, or fire engines can go through.
Really?
They have to stop as well. So what sort of rush are you in that you think you need to be the other side that quickly? I don't care what your job is. I mean, even if you're Prime Minister, if a train is coming, be late. It's fine to be late. I mean, Ben, obviously you would hate that, obviously, because I'd be late for work, you'd be waiting in the studio, but
Oh, I'd have a few minutes peace and quiet.
Wow, harsh. I mean, this cyclist clearly has his headphones in and just doesn't even notice the barrier coming down, doesn't notice the lights and goes straight in. They're probably oblivious to the world around them. I mean, it doesn't seem worth it, does it? Just to listen to a Ricky Gervais podcast or the latest Bieber single. Although it is a very good single. And people think it's just the trains that are on the timetables that go through. There's unscheduled trains, there's late trains, there's early trains, freight trains. come through
Yeah, they're
all
not
the time.
even on the schedule.
They're not
going through.
timetabled.
And they're heavy.
I don't think many people would consider running across a motorway.
No way.
Because they're big cars and they're going very, very fast. A train is going 125 miles an hour and it's a lot bigger. It weighs 80 tons. 80 tons.
That is as big as your mum.
You do not want that train in your face, okay? Let me tell you that. It's doing a football pitch, a full-size football pitch every second. So if a train is coming and sees you on a track...
That's if it does see you.
Exactly. It's going to take 20 football pitches to stop. I mean, this is crazy. And there's so much footage to choose from.
Oh.
Steamed ahead with that one. It's a good pun. I was on the right track.
Oh.
You know what I also learned from research is that the electricity on the tracks is never turned off. It's always on.
Even when the trains aren't there.
Exactly. And the electricity on the tracks is 100 times more powerful than the electricity in your homes. And you wouldn't put your finger in the sockets. And if all of these facts weren't enough to put you off, it's illegal.
Yeah, if the pain of a train hitting your face isn't enough,
you'll end up in the slammer. The filth will be knocking on your door. They saying, "You're nicked, sonny. Come with me." I mean, I've never been arrested, so I don't know how policemen talk. Do you know what? I think we need an independent specialist expert on the subject. Hey, he's here. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Tom. Thank you so much for joining us. The reason we've called you in, Tom, is obviously you've had an experience on the railways.
Yes.
So you've got a story and, we would love you to share that with us.
When I was a young boy, me and my mates thought it would be clever to go and play on the railway, have a bit of fun over there. And I was running along top of the train. And
you were on top of the train?
I was on top of the train. So as I was running along the top of the train, I've slipped and my natural instinct was to grab the first thing that was there. And the first thing that I grabbed was the overhead wire on the train, above the train tracks. And the electrics blew me off the train. And then I can remember being in the ambulance, and then I can't remember nothing for the next 3 days. Don't know if you remember the old feeler trainees, the big thick soles, the basketball ones.
Yeah.
Well, there was just the sole that was left of my trainee. The electric burnt the rest of the way, and they say that's what saved my life. This was happened on a Tuesday, and I was knocked out until the Friday. I received 25,000 volts, 3rd-degree burns all over my body, and I was in a really, really bad way off it.
Were you in a coma?
Yeah.
Was there like a chance that you would not make it?
Yeah, I think the doctors told my mum there's a 75% chance I wouldn't make it through the night. So my mum just sat there with me all night praying for the best.
What's your first memory of waking up?
In severe pain, didn't know what was going on.
What sort of pain was it? Do you remember?
It was like a burning sensation all over my body.
And I'm guessing the skin was kind of open, exposed, totally raw.
It was really, really vile. Like, it's under my arm was the worst one, under here.
Right.
That was the worst one, that like got infected and went all black. 14 skin grafts I had.
14?
14 skin grafts. They had to take skin from this thigh and a bit off my belly.
What's the effect now in your life, sort of sometime later?
Yeah, I have still got nerve damage. It itches.
Right.
Like, and it's uncontrollably. All the scars up there.
Do you mind? Yeah.
Wow. That was the worst one. That goes all the way down this side of my leg here, up to there.
And you've got it on your arm as well.
On my arm there, yeah. I remember my mum saying to me once that I've got a comb over, because where the scars are there, no hair will grow that way, so they only grow that way.
So you got like a Two-Face style thing going on?
Yeah, so when I get out the bath or the shower, I just go like that and make it look like I've got a proper hairy chest.
And the accident, that's why you got the speech thing?
What do you mean, speech thing?
The thing, the way you talk, the thing.
Oh, that's just my accent.
Oops.
When was your accident?
What accident?
Oh, I thought with your face being like that, you might have had an accident yourself.
Ooh. Ben, mate, can we cut that, please? Listen, genuinely, absolute pleasure chatting to you, man.
And you.
Thank you so much for sharing that with us.
No problem.
That's our show done. Thank you for watching. You couldn't make it up. No way! That can't be real! Big thanks to Tom Crosby for coming down and joining us in the studio and telling us his story. We're all humans. We all make weird and mad choices at many times in our lives, but stay safe.